I'm going to work on a lighter here. It's a Sarome lighter. Made in Japan. It says excellent gas lighter. Okay, let me look at the numbers on here. Luna. Sarome Luna lighter. This is a Rollagas copy. See what we're dealing with here. And I really like this part. This has got more serrated, more grooves. I really like this. Now listen, this lighter's already repaired. All right, it works great. Sarome. It even takes the Dunhill style flints. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to bleed this out. I'm not going to repair the filler valve, guys. I got so many filler valve, you know. All you got to do is just get right tool, take it out, and, you know, repair it. Those are simple. If you can't repair a filler valve, guys, don't be messing with the rest of the lighter. Thin screwdriver down in here to remove this. Need one thinner than that. You got kind of a like a Rollagas, kind of a spring-loaded hinge assembly, remnant to Rollagas. Okay. Now I get the appropriate size screwdriver. I'm gonna come down in here, and I'm not even going to take this part off here, okay? I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to pull this whole assembly out. There's one screw right down in here you can see. Watch the spring there. I'm going to take this off, put it there. Now listen. Okay, the reason I ain't going to take this part, there's a spring assembly in here. You just, you know, you can figure that out yourself. You just got to remember, if you got one of these lighters, that these here are reverse threads. So when you go down to loosen this, you got to turn it clockwise. These are just like a Dunhill Rollagas. They got reverse threads on them, all right? So, if your flint chamber or anything isn't plugged and everything is good, and if you just need to clean off your flint wheel, then just take the screw out right here. Matter of fact, this one came without the screw on it, and I had to order some reverse thread Dunhill Rollagas screws. Now I did have to cut it down a little bit for this particular lighter, the length of the screw. But anyway, Right there it is. Then you can just pop that out, you know. You'll have to pull this down a little bit, but just pull it down far enough to get your flint wheel out of there and to clean it off. That should be, if your flint tube is handy. Alright, there's the Dunhill flint. Well, actually, these are copies of flints. But these are good Japanese quality flints. I sell these on my eBay page. Sell them by 100 for 19 something plus shipping. Here's what it looks like. And they might not come in a container like this because I just had a few of these sitting around. They used to have a little, let's see, I think it was a propane gas converter valve in it, so I've been kind of just using these, but this is what it comes with. These are exact same size as Dunhill Rollagas, folks. Okay, and you know, you get 100 flints for 20 bucks compared to what, 9, 15, 18, whatever for a Dunhill Rollagas. So it's up to you. Anyway, I'm gonna set this aside. Now, take this off. All right, and actually, from this point, there's only two more things to do. And that is this valve here and that screw down there, which allows you to pop this flame adjustment thumb wheel off. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this I think this 3.5 will work. It's a little bit. Let's try this 4. Alright. That's all that comes out of there is that right there. Now I want you to see something here. There's a little washer down in there, and it's a flat washer. And I cut it. What that flat washer does, there's a regular O-ring over this. What that flat washer does, it seals off this hole from everything else down in here. And I'll tell you why that is. I'll show you why that is. Let me get I might have to make a new one of these. I had to make this by hand out of a sheet of Buna. Alright. Okay, now let's take this off. This screw here. Once you get that little screw out of here, this will just pop out. See that? There you go. I don't remember the exact size of O-ring I used on that, but I can measure this for you. Which, if you're doing this repairing yourself, you got to get your own tools. 3.47. So you want somewhere around 3.5 or so. 3.63 is on this. Okay, looks like a 1 millimeter or 1 millimeter CS on that O-ring. Now, inside here, you can see you got like a little slot screw head in there. And what that is going to be your flame adjustment screw. Alright, you can see how this here is slotted to fit inside that. I'll get it out here and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. There we go. Here's what you got here. That's how this works. Because what this does, this here is kind of concave, right? What this does is push against your filter, your flame adjustment, your pressure regulator, your flame adjustment sponge, whatever. Let me see if I can get in there and get that sponge out. There it is. And that's the one you want to use too, guys. Right there. I tried the thin one. It didn't work. Because I couldn't even with this screwdriver, I couldn't get that tightened down enough in there for a smaller flame. So I had to use this particular sponge, which is thicker. Now, I got them off of eBay. I can't remember what size of them are, but if you just look at them like this, they come from this, let's see. Anyway, this is a 3. This is 3.5, and we got I first tried this thin 2.5 right here. This didn't work. Got to be thick. Got to be thick. Just look these up on eBay. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. If I don't, you can just post a question. If I forget, post a question if I forget to post these. But this is the one you want to use right here. If you got some, but they're not this thick, just maybe double them up. This doesn't have a hole in it either. All right. And I didn't see no need to put a hole in it. All right. Now once you get to this point, there's a little valve in there. You see it just popped out. Now let me go in here first, and I want you to look down in there. Let me get my hold on a minute here. If you look down in there, you might be able to see, but there's a hole down in there. Looks like I got a little bit of a plug in there or something. There we go. I don't know. Let's see if you can. Anyway, when you take this out, you can probably see that little hole. It's just a hole. All right? There's no seal or nothing on it. And I want you to look at this. Pay attention to this right here. Let me get... this is, first off, this is kind of like flat on two sides and kind of like semi-round on the ends, okay? Now when you first take off your lighter, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this hole in top right here. See that hole? Then you're going to be a hole on this end. This is the end. The sponge fits right up against that hole. There is no hole on the bottom, okay? There's only a hole on the side where the gas comes through, and this hole on the top where this sets on. Okay, you see what I got there? And this valve screws down on top of this here to where what it does, it seals off any gas. It seals off any gas from getting up through that valve. You say, well, how's gas? Gas, what's the matter is gas is coming out this hole here. All right, let me get this put back on here. Gas is coming out that hole, which is on the bottom. It's just flowing in this tube here. But you got these seals right here to keep gas in. All right, and you got another seal on this. Then you got this on top of this hole, whereas the bottom of your valve has only got a hole in the center of it. All right, and that's fitting down on top of that gasket to seal it. That's how it seals, just like that. Okay, so if your lighter comes apart and you can't get an O-ring small enough maybe to do the job for you, you're going to have to cut a piece of that flat Boona, like I've showed in, you know, just find something, you know, get you some cord or something, but you might need a flat washer. If you got a small flat O-ring, I'll possibly get that to work too. But you got to just make sure that it's easier for a flat washer to fit on this. But I had to cut that hole into this twice just to make sure it was big enough, because this thing kind of isn't what you call perfect. Isn't what you call perfect, you know. It doesn't completely what's called line up every time, because this kind of moves in the lighter itself. So when you get everything all cleaned out in here, okay, you get your flame adjustments or your filler valve screw, you know, or filler valve redone, and you can come in here. I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to put some, you can see that gas is coming right out through the top. But anyway, you know, it's a waste of gas. But anyway, you get it all cleaned up. First thing you want to do is, for me, is to get my glasses back on, and to put this back inside the lighter. And you want the hole facing up and the hole right here facing outward toward your flame adjustment screw. And you're just going to put it in here like this. That's the only way that's going to fit in there. Just so you'll know, it's the only way it's going to fit in there. It ain't going to fit in there any other way. Okay, once I get it in there, I've got to, I'll get it in there. I've got to get this so I can see down the hole. Okay, I got to get the hole lined up. You want to kind of get that flat side of the bottom of the hole, the bottom side of it flat, laying over the hole that goes into the lighter case. You want this laying flat. And the reason I say that is because you're putting a flat washer on there. So now, well, I want to tell you something here. I didn't have to take this apart because it worked, but I'm going to try taking it apart now. And the only reason I'm going to try taking it apart now is because if you guys is bad, you're going to, if your stopper inside here is bad, then you're going to have to take yours apart. Now now I've never had this apart, but the only thing I can tell you is on this. You see the line on this? The line right here. See that line right there? I'm thinking it's where the top half and the bottom half of this here come together. Now I don't know if it's screw in or pressed in. So, but what I'm going to do is, guys, you got to have these parallel jaw pliers. I'm going to grab 2 of these parallel jaw pliers. I started out with 1, but they come in so handy, I had to have 2. Because these parallel jaw pliers, see how the center is on it? You got a little smooth groove in the middle, so you can grab stuff with it. Just give me a second here. Okay, it looks like it unscrews. Yes, it does. Look at there. Unscrews, counterclockwise loosens it up. So, since I got this off, there's what we got. So, what I'm going to do is since I got this off, I'm just going to go ahead and put a new stopper in here. I didn't do it before. That's a small stopper, guys. Good, I had a pretty good indentation in there, so it's probably a good idea. But I did take it apart. It's gonna last a lot longer. Okay, now let's look and see what I got available in stoppers for that. Like I said, that's a really small one. I'm gonna have to get in here and going to be one of these 3. I get these online too. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. If I don't, this here place here, you can get that this here from the same place. This here pressure regulator, or aka sponge. You can get that from the same place. Alright, now let me take this out and lay that there and try to find something here that's going to fit. Now that ain't going to work here. That was too big. I'm going to try this one first. Doesn't look like a perfect match. I think it needs to be a little wider. So this has got an 0.85 stem. This is a 1.5 head with a 1 millimeter stem. So I'm going to get this in here and see if this will work. I'm just thinking that's going to be it. One way or another, that's going to have to work. Unless I have to end up gluing something in, which I've done that before. This looks like it might be it. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to cut off a little bit of the end. Maybe. It might take something bigger than that. It just might. Let me try this one that says, no, that's too big. Let me just cut that off. You gotta use a sharp razor blade too, guys. You're cutting that off. Get you a box of these razor blades, you know, they're fairly cheap. And keep track of your latest sharpest one. Go. That looks like it fits in there good. I just like perfect. And that size was 1.5 by 1 millimeter, and you have to cut a little bit of the tail off of it because of the depth of, see, this is shallower. This, the old one here, was shallower than this one. I just cut a little bit off the tip there. So that there's going in the garbage. Now I'm going to make sure everything here looks good. And I'm going to put this back together. Reach in here and grab this. Be careful when you're grabbing these springs, guys, because you can compress it and let go of it. Next thing you know, freaking it goes somewhere on the floor. I want to check the hole in the bottom of this. Hole's good. I want to check the bottom of this here. It's good too. I could clean that out a little bit. I'm going to clean that out a little bit with a little bit of cotton. Don't push down in there and scrape the inside of that, because there's a little bitty orifice down in there. The only thing you want in there, when you turn this around, you just want your cotton down in there. Spin that around like that. Yeah, I got some dirt off of it. I'm going to do it one more time, but I'm going to do it from this end. We're good. Check it out one more time. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Got a hole in there. So I'll be honest with you, that was really, really easy to get apart. I'm just happy about that. I'm just glad, because a lot of these aren't very easy to get apart. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to put my O-ring back on there. This has got a little tear right here in the O-ring, but that's just a seat. on the very top, so we're good there. Now what I need to do is place this here, down in here. And when I get it down in there, you got to make sure that it doesn't cover the hole. If I remember right, I had to get a small little rod right here, push that down with. Because you want to make sure that that's, and you might have to get down in there and move that a little bit. Okay, I got that in there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to put this down in there. I usually you do the green side. It appears to be a little thicker. Okay, then the white, as far as I should say, a little bit denser. And I'll get a little bit bigger rod that I got up here. I'll push that down in. Right there like that. And then I put your new O-ring on there. Put it down in there, then screw this, not tight, but just enough you know that this is tight in here. You see how the hole is still showing, but you could screw that on there. See, now this will sit flush on top of that. Actually, let me get that 3.5 I had. I think that was a little better fitting. No, it wasn't. Anyway, let me put that down in there. I'll lay it down in there and get this in there and tighten her down. All right, now I'm going to put this in there. And I'm going to grab out that little bitty screw. It should be here somewhere. That I probably, there it is. Yeah, I'm going to put that in with this. If I remember right, that was, there we go. First time I tried that, that was hard to get in there. Just getting it to sit in the right position so I can screw it in there. Don't need to tighten that down very much. Okay. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some gas in it. takes one of these adapters. It's flat, got a hole in it. You always kind of like have to bleed the first time after you take out filler valve or something. There we go. When you get to purge enough, you go to check it, you should get solid, mostly liquid butane out of it, okay? If you get it purged enough. Well, what's the hold up here? I got that screwed down too tight. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. Got a lot of air out of that. Well, I need to get in there and I need to get in there and adjust that flame adjustment screw. That's what I forgot to do. Yeah, you gotta adjust that flame adjustment screw before you put this in. I'll show you. Do that. Easier said than done. Got gas popping out that hole there that screw goes. There, I'm going to do something. I'm going to turn that, maybe I had that wrong. Maybe I had that. Let me get in there and grab that sponge. Yeah, I had that wrong. White's supposed to go down first. Alright. Alright, I'll put a little more in here. There we go. Now, I'm going to adjust that a little high because that flame as I just filled that up, it's going to let me see what we got here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Sometimes there's a little fine tuning in the process, guys. I had to switch the sponge around. Actually, it needed didn't need it compressed like I thought it did. I get a hold of that screw and get it down in there. Like I said before, this is where I had. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now, see what we got here. Alright. Yeah, now we got a nice flame adjustment. Plenty of height. Now let's check the stopper. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Next thing to do is get the roller. Where that rolled off to. There it is. Down in there. Only one way it can go. Small end right there down in here. And this, get the little spring that's on there. And put that down in there. You got to get that lined up to get this platform down in there. Just give yourself a minute here to work that. I want to make sure that spring's on there right. Just a second. Yeah, that's the problem. The spring come off and it's laying in there sideways. That should fall down in there easy, guys. Right? You gotta push on it. Don't push on it, because that spring falls down in there. Then turn sideways on you like it did, then you'll bend it up. So take your time and try to put it in like this. This is a better angle. There we go. See how it went down there now. All right. And we're going to put this platform screw down in there, like so. Use that thin screwdriver to tighten it down, like so. Let's check it again. We're good. And I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to when I got the, I'm going to probably do something when I get this back in here. bend and lift that up. That's a little bit further down in there than I wanted. Okay, now I want to what I'm going to do here. Okay. Well, good Lord. That's a first. Well, let's take that back out. There we go. Don't tighten that platform down too much. Don't tighten the platform screw down too much, guys. Alright. Or else your flame adjustment wheel won't turn. There we go. Okay, now this did come with a metal cap in there, and to be honest with you, I think I'm going to put it back in there. Well, let me get this. Maybe try this one. Where's that tool at? It's right here. The reason I took that out is try to put rubber in there to soften the blow, but the reason I want to put the metal one back in there because it just doesn't seem to be, it just opens up, crack the lid very little and it comes on. So I'd like it to open up a little bit further. And the reason that is because, you know, that eventually over time that's going to get indents in it, and it means the lid might need to come down a little further. So, you know, which means you're probably going to eventually end up having a leak. There we go. I just put that in there. What we had in here before was a spring detent. I just couldn't remember how that thing Keep that down in there. Oop, boy. Thank goodness. Shot out of there like a rocket. Thank goodness everything landed right here. Well, something, let me see here. That's a flat. There's something it was supposed to go around that to hold that in. That's probably the reason I didn't put that in. I might have broke a little clip, but I got to have something to stick in there that's going to hold that in. What's that going to be? That's a good question. I think it's probably going to have to be let me think. I've got little bitty brass bushings that if it's a round enough diameter, maybe, just maybe, I can put it in there on one side and push it down and get it to work. Doesn't look like it's, let me see here. No, that's not going to work. I got a little screen in here. Maybe that'll work. Well, let me get that out. No, it ain't big enough. Okay, this is where I'm going to have to get out my parts thing and go through it. Let me see. I'm just going to leave the video running. Let's see. Let me think here. There's got to be something. Well, I'm tossing something around in my head. I'd shut this video off, but I don't want to have to download 2 videos. You guys must. You can just go through it and maybe that'll work. Right there. Let's see what we got here. That looks like it's larger diameter. Yeah, it does. Probably a little bit too large, but yeah. There's a lip on that. Okay, I know what I'm going to do now. There's a lip on that, on the inside right here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back in there. And I'm going to put this back on. And I'm going to push that down in there with a small piece of rubber off of this. I tore that up getting that off. Yeah, I usually got some of these cut, so that's why you never throw anything away. It might come in handy. Let's see what we got here. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. No, it's not round enough. Let's see what we got here. 2.5. Try this one. Yeah, that'll work. That's an old stopper. Take it out. I'll just flip it around. I think that'll work. Spring. Let me see here. Sometimes you need really small fingers. Yeah. Not these round ones I got. I don't know. That something says to me that's still a little big. Let me see here. Yeah. That's going to be a little big yet. Here's the best way to do it. Come over here and grab this 2.5. I'm going to say a 2. Let's see. Let's try this 2.62. Actually, that's what I used to put in there before. That can still pop out, so I want to use 2.62, maybe a 3. Maybe I'll just stick it O-ring in there. Just stick an O-ring in there. That might be, let me see how much. Let's see. I'm going to need all the clearance I can get. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the, I'm going to go back to, I got an idea. I'm going to go back to the cord, 2.6. And, but I'm going to use a spring. I'm going to use the spring let me think. No, I'm not going to use the spring. No, I'm not. I'm not going to use the spring or that. Here, I got an idea. All right. I'm going to stick this back down in there. This is what we had in there before. Maybe I need to use the 2.5. No. I'm going to cut this off a little bit. Doggone it. All right. Just going to stick out a little bit. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick that in there. Push that down in, hard as it'll go. And I'm going to cut that off. That might be. And I'm going to try that. That might be the way to go. Let me see if that. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be the way to go. I'm just going to go that route because I left a little bit more on it. You can see how the lid isn't completely closing right now, but that's going to be. Now let's see what we got here. What I thought about doing was just cutting that down a little bit, taking it out, cutting it down a little bit, and super gluing one of them brass things onto there. But I'm thinking this is going to be better because you can always, if for some reason you end up, putting too much heat on that, you might have to replace that. But you can dig that out of there. Find you something stuff down in there, like get you another piece of rubber or something, and just put it down in there again. Just making sure you're keeping your flame over that. That's going to seat down in there good. It's almost flush now. All right, we're good. There's what we got. That's perfect. This is actually pretty nice. If that just had a valve in there, you know what, I might keep this lighter and I might end up doing a pipe lighter mod on it maybe. Maybe not. Too much of a problem. And the type of the valve. Got a real nice adjustable flame, low all the way up. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather have this than freaking Rolla gas. I'm not discriminating against Rolla gas, but I think the valve is much easier lighter to work on. The only thing is it don't have the name. Sarome could have built a gas lighter for. You can see how that's getting an indent in it already. Let me turn around here. A cap, maybe. Kind of a square indent right there in the rubber. Because that's kind of square right there. Actually, that's even better because this is going to seat down and the rubber is going to seat. I'm going to, if I can bring it real close to the rubber, this valve. This valve also too is going to push this. It's going to push this down, and it's going to seal around the rest of the valve. That's good. I might include a brass thing in there for somebody that watches this video and maybe has a lighter like this or gets this lighter, you know. Maybe just, I'll tell you what I'll probably do. I'll just cut some of this extra cord that I got out. Or best thing to do is just send some extra cord, you know. Hardest thing is going to be for you guys is dig it out. But that's still not closing completely. There's just a little crack in there. But that's okay because it's gonna eventually get seated down all the way. Very nice lighter. Very nice lighter. And these little parts like this, I keep that stuff. Come in handy for something else. Matter of fact, I'm going to put all them little parts together in a little bitty bag. If I can find one here. There we go. But anyway, I'm uploading more videos this week, and I haven't in quite a while for the simple fact that my job I've been working at the last 34 years, they closed it down, so I'm on the unemployment line. Haven't been on the unemployment line since 92. I hadn't had a vacation in a year and a half. I'm getting some stuff done around here, around the house, so, you know, cleaned out my garage. It hasn't been cleaned out or organized since 4 years. My basement's the same way, and trying to organize my tools. And I forgot some tools I've been coming across. I forgot I even had them. I don't know if you guys ever you ever been like that, looking for some and come across some and you forgot you even had it. But anyway, I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to do yet. I need to work a few more years, but I don't know. Figure it out later. Alright guys, that's it on that. Hope you guys enjoy it.